Do you need to get that?
No.
Okay.
No. That's letting me know that someone posted a TikTok video. Because I need to know that in the middle of my podcast. And now, since I picked up the phone, it's going to go crazy. Okay. I'm going to turn all the notifications off, which is what most professional podcasters do before they start recording.
Well, do we want to start over again?
No, let's roll forward.
Because I've already skipped over the first thing that I was going to talk about.
We can come back. We can come back to it.
And I was just talking about how, you know what, we're getting a lot better at this podcast.
I think we've had enough.
Shut for
here.
1 second.
Shut your mouth.
I needed someone to
Wait, shut your
work
mouth. Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry? What did
You're
you
just
say?
coming off stupid.
I'm coming off as stupid. You're wearing tuxedos to a job that requires you to clean bathrooms. Please leave this office. We're done with this interview.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
Welcome to a very special episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome. It's our 2023 Patreon Clip Festival. Now, here are your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hey, I'm Mike, and this is Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is a special episode for a couple of reasons. One of which is Darren is not in this episode with me, and the main reason for that is that I have had a massive stomach flu, and we've had some scheduling problems in getting together for this week to get the episodes recorded. We had already planned on, at some point, doing a Patreon clip show, and that's what this is. I was updating the Patreon page about a week or two ago, and I'm looking at it, and besides the fact that we have all of our episodes up there ad-free, or at least a good portion of them, we've got uncut videos, full episode videos of all the recording, all the false stops and weird starts. We have hours and hours of bonus audio. I thought it would be fun to go through and just handpick some things, put together a little half-hour clip show. I got a little carried away, and now we're sitting here with about an hour's worth of clips from Patreon. You listen to the normal show, you hear we quack things out, we keep things as clean as we can. Patreon, we kind of take the gloves off. So I've gone through and I've quacked some things. I've made this family friendly, but it still is a little bit more raw than regular show. And like I said, we had plans for about a half hour. I got carried away. So there's about an hour here, and there's tons more left on the Patreon page. Darren and I would not be able to do this show without the support of our patrons. They help keep the lights on, so to speak. The software costs money, the hosting costs money, all these things cost, and that is our main source for this show. So if you're listening to this, it is because of the support of our patrons, and we truly do appreciate them. All patrons, past and present, we have Thomas and Courtney Jorgen, Ed Jones, Rob Wetterer, Eddie Pennington, Leslie and Craig Hull, Jason Durbin, Chris Michael, Chris Hughes, Lisa Ferguson, and Greg Bodos. We thank you, thank you, thank you. You all are helping keep this thing going, and we do appreciate it. So for this episode, because these clips come from all throughout Irritable Dad Syndrome, from the beginning up until our most recent episodes, they are clips before, during, and after the episodes that never made it to the air before this. They are, like I said, they are all over the place. So we're using the little tape rewindy sound, this sound, in between each clip, so you'll know when clips are switching. And with that, we hope you enjoy the Patreon clip show. Yeah. Because other than that, without that, we're just two bald weirdos.
Couple of nut jobs.
Sitting in the basement with Star Wars
with
guys.
Action figures.
Freaking Darth Vader wearing a chain like he's a freaking middle-aged
look at this guy.
Soccer pro.
He looks like he lives in Seattle. And I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't wear a chain, do you? I should have.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
It kept pulling all the hair out of my chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stand. Yeah, I wouldn't have been. We wouldn't be friends if you had it.
Really? If I had a necklace?
Yeah, I'm petty. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm a petty person.
You don't hang out with people who wear chains around their neck?
No.
Okay.
I judge them. I mean, I do. I know people like that, but I judge them secretly.
And they're no longer in your life?
Nah, I mean, some I can't remove. They're there. I mean, legally, I can't remove them. But I ain't got no time for them.
I never knew you had a problem with people wearing necklaces.
I have not people, dudes.
Men. Oh, men. Okay.
Men
yeah.
with necklaces. I don't. And I did when I was in my 20s for like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Because everybody, you go to the beach, you get the thing with the stuff, and you wear it.
Oh,
You
so
know?
I think you and I had the same necklace.
It might have been, yeah.
Now, I never wore like the big chain.
No.
The big linked one.
No.
You know, like the Mr. T starter kit.
Yeah, you're like Flava Flav.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With the clock.
No, the cute little like, oh, I think it's cute little chain.
Yeah.
Just makes me think you're buying a used car to hide bodies with.
It's like, if you're going to wear the necklace, get the pinky ring to
'Cause
go
you
with
probably, if you're wearing that chain, you probably wear Brute cologne.
it. You know?
Did you wear Brute back in the day?
No, but I have a friend of the family. We were really close with them, and they would always buy. My mom would always buy their kids Christmas presents, and they would always buy me a Christmas present. And one year, I, honest to God, got a bottle of High Karate cologne, which is like the biggest joke of all time. You know, it's like getting that. Well, it's. I think it might be more popular than Old Spice as far as the joke gift.
Yeah.
But I got a bottle of that, and whoo, man, I can still smell it.
Ooh, Sex Panther.
I got 0 ladies with that.
60% of the time, it works
All
every
the
time. Oh,
You ready to start this, Mama Jamma?
yeah. Yep.
Hi, I'm Darren.
I snorted. I gotta.
Okay, you need to snort.
Okay.
Yep, slurp that coffee. Slurp it. Slurp like there's no tomorrow. Slurp like a 5-year-old. Slurp
So,
it.
since we're now visible to more people, we've got a viewer.
And who is that viewer?
I don't know.
Okay.
We've got to address the fact that I'm wearing a dragon shirt.
Nice.
And the reason, people wear shirts. That's what people do.
Yeah.
This is a shirt from Trader's World.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
there's a t-shirt store there that sells shirts of like wolves braying. Did they bray? Howling at the moon.
Bray? I don't know what that
Howling
means.
at the moon. Braying. Horses bray.
What the hell are you talking about?
You always do this. You always think that I'm not saying a word.
No, but I've never
I said
heard.
cryptid, and I listened to it. You put doubt in my head that cryptid didn't mean what I thought it meant 3 episodes ago, and I looked it up, and it absolutely means what I said it meant.
Okay, I don't remember anything about that. I'm not
Loch
saying it
Ness
didn't happen.
monster.
The luck. Okay.
Yeah, episode 71. I said
Okay.
a few episodes, but
Okay.
12. Good God.
But I don't know what braying is.
Like a donkey.
Donkeys go.
That's braying. That's braying.
That's braying.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Hold on. I told everyone that I was going to learn a new word
Okay.
braying of a donkey or mule, utter a bray.
Okay. You know what I learned about donkeys? Or is it mules? A female donkey is called a Jenny, and a male donkey is called a Jessie.
Craig. Oh.
No, Craig.
That's not where Jenny Craig
And
came from.
no. No, and I learned that
Mhm.
when I was playing Scrabble. I used to play Scrabble online all the time.
Okay.
And I would cheat because I would go to a word builder website at the same. Okay, you've already lost all interest in what I have to
We're
say, and
hemorrhaging.
we haven't even started.
You've lost 50% of your audience. Like, I'm not even listening to you anymore. All right, I'm gonna take a. I think you're gonna be talking. Did you notice this? Did you notice the?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. Also, I should tell you this. We sent a gift to our top 2 patrons because we have been neglectful in the poster
Oh,
situation.
okay. Yeah.
So I think you noticed that Chris Hughes posted a picture of him drinking a
whiskey
the
and
hell
one of those
thing,
whiskey
and
in
there
a
was
jar.
There was like a dead rat in the background of the picture if you
Yeah.
look at it.
Ooh, yeah. That's slurping water right there, my friend.
Did I tell you we got a new filter in our fridge?
No.
We did.
Okay. Maybe you did. If anybody
I didn't
out
do it
there
for the
ever
podcast.
comes to Mike's house, drink the water. The water is absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the ice comes from the same source. It goes
you
through
had
the
anything to
same
do with it,
filter. I did. I changed the freaking filter.
Right. Okay. All right.
This is that thing that Mike keeps posting about. This isn't funny. Stupid. He's just drinking water.
Yeah.
Talking about mules.
Yeah.
Okay, we have, and I want more people than whoever this viewer is, which I'm pretty sure is one of us. We got a package.
I think it's me.
Yeah.
I think it's
Are
me.
you on the phone? We're
I
watching?
turned it off.
Okay.
So that's probably if you don't see anything.
So we got a package from Craig Hole.
Go ahead and give it a street address.
And he misspelled our title,
Oh boy.
but it's in a way that caused me concern.
Okay.
Because
okay.
he wrote Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Our title is Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yes.
So if you break it down,
Irritable.
we are Irritable Dad
Syndrome.
He
Mhm.
wrote Irritable Dad's Syndrome.
Oh.
Like it's
okay.
our problem. It's not our
Well,
problem.
no. If it's
There's no apostrophe in there.
if it's apostrophe, then it's like it's our problem. It shows possession. Since
if
it's his dad, that means that there's two of us.
Okay, so Irritable Dad's
Syndrome.
Syndrome.
He assumes that we are both irritable, which we are.
Yeah.
And so, okay, he's wrong, but not to the point to where you're mocking him. So shame on you.
Okay, I'm going to continue to mock him.
That's
he
fine.
wrote
I think he likes it.
C-O Mike and Darren, like care of Mike and Darren.
Like who else is going
Frick else is... And then P.O.
that lady that we said was going to get fired?
Yeah.
We fired her.
Like, and he put a little period after the P and after the O. Like the post office doesn't know what P.O.
Well,
means.
no, that's what
like,
you're supposed
they
to
would
do.
say like, oh, Po box.
Why are you bitching because he's doing what you're supposed to do?
It's probably
P stands for post, O stands for office.
I'm just saying the post office knows
He's
that.
not sending it to Portland.
You don't have to tell the military that arms means guns and not arms.
We're not talking to the military. We're
Exact-
talking to Craig Hole.
Is that how you actually say it?
Yeah, Hole. Yeah, we've been through this.
My nickname in college was Hole.
Yeah, I know. Mike
we
Hole.
laugh.
Yeah.
And I think he screwed up his zip code. I think he wrote something and then what's her name? Jenny
Leslie.
Harold. Yeah, Leslie scratched it out, and you could just look in the scratch. She's like, "You dumbass." That's the actual zip code there. What the hell's wrong with you?
Right. Okay.
Anywho.
All right. You ready to start this damn thing?
Okay. I've missed you. Like it was weird this past week.
Yeah. I know in my heart that you know how to drink and that you're doing that on purpose. I know that.
I'm doing about 30% of that
I
on
know
purpose.
you're doing that on purpose.
Now this, hold on. Let me see if I can do it without slurping.
Okay.
Let's pretend we're at a business meeting and I care
Okay.
what you think.
So, Mike, what do you think we can do to improve our fiscal year? Never mind. Gary, what do you think?
Yeah. It was a nightmare wherein the show went on for about 10, 12 minutes before I realized we weren't recording anything at all.
The look on Mike's face.
That actually happened with an episode of To Tell the Truth. They start the show with the host, Gary Moore, walking on stage and explaining, we're not going to be playing a game on this episode of To Tell the Truth because we already played it. And he proceeds to explain that the NBC technicians forgot to hit the record button at the start of the show. So they pretty much burned an entire episode.
Well, it's like that episode of Game of Thrones. They went in and adjusted the blocking and all the shots, and they left a freaking Starbucks coffee cup on the table.
Yeah.
The director, none of the actors, the lighting guy, the person holding the boom mic, nobody saw it. Nobody.
Right.
The editor didn't catch it.
As soon as we get rich and famous and when
The
we're like
first
90,
person we're hiring is an engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
This stuff was fun.
Some
at
guy
first.
named Larry who
It's-
sets up the lights, the mics, the everything.
I don't know. It's something. There's something about like the first time you do it. It's like, oh, I'm in control. I have the videos working, the audio's working. I'm like I can do this stuff. And then episode 117, it's like, dude, come on.
This is
just
we're
somebody
done
else
with
do
this.
this. Just let me come down here, tell the story about my and go on with my life.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Sorry, I didn't put that on the
Hear this?
rundown.
I haven't heard this story.
One of the biggest surprises when I first moved out to California for the first few years was how often in my day-to-day life, without any real effort, I would just see Ed Begley Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very. Yeah, the guy just walks down Hollywood Boulevard to run his errands or whatever, and it was just very jarring to see him. And just,
I'm certain that he's one of those people, and you're like, I swear I think I know him.
There's an episode of St. Elsewhere where Dr. Fiscus, Monty's character, finds a copy of the Video Village home game in his attic. So that ties it into Monty Hall.
There you go.
The story behind Gene the Dancing Machine was he was a stagehand at NBC, and Chuck saw him backstage dancing to some of the music that the band was playing during a taping break. And he was like, I'm just going to put Gene on the show and have him dance. Mm-hmm. And they had an agreement with the stagehands union about having to pay union members for using them on the show as talent. So Gene had to get a couple $100 extra in his paycheck every time that he was on the show, and that added up quite a bit. The story, and I never got confirmation, but a few staffers said they had all heard the same thing, which was Gene put his children through college just from Gong Show money.
So I made Bess laugh her ass off over a mason jar.
How did you do that?
This may be bonus.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if this fits in the whole episode.
Okay.
So we're cleaning. Mm-hmm. Okay. And there was a mason jar that was sitting on our island.
Yeah.
And going about our thing. I saw the mason jar.
I think I know what's going to happen here.
I saw the mason jar earlier in the morning, but I didn't. I get in trouble a lot because I will throw things away that I think nobody's using, or I will put them in the sink to be washed. And I saw this mason jar, and I'm like, we don't can.
Let's go put some green beans in this.
Why is there a mason jar here? But I'm not going to, I go about my thing. And then we go about our day. It's there. It gets to be like 2 or 3 o'clock. No one's acknowledging the mason jar. I said, what's the deal with the mason jar? And she says, do you want the mason jar? And I was like, I don't know. I don't not want the mason jar, and I don't want the mason jar. I don't know why there's a mason jar here. She's like, I put it here. I'm like, why is it here? And she said, well, do you want it? And I said, I mean, you can put things in it or not. It's useful. And she said, do you want the mason jar? And I'm like we're about to get into an argument.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't care about that mason jar. I was about to throw away the mason jar. She said, why would you do that? I said, the only reason I didn't throw away the mason jar is because I thought it was your mason jar. She said, it is my mason jar. I was like, well, what are you talking to me about it for? And she says, I'm going to give this away in the Buy Nothing group. I've told you before on the podcast, the Buy Nothing group is this network of crazy people that give things away for free.
Hey, Sarah, they got a mason jar down the street.
Yeah. And so she says, I'm going to give it away on the Buy Nothing group. And I was like, you're going to give this away on the Buy Nothing group? And she said, yeah.
A jar.
And I said, you know what this jar means to me? She almost dropped it laughing at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when you said that you made her cry laughing over a mason jar, I thought you were going to do the trick where you put your hand in it and then you can't get it out. And then she's like, open your hand, Mike. Open it, but I'll let go of the candy that's inside.
And I'm shortchanging this. This went on for a long time. Why do you have a mason jar? Why do you have a mason jar?
Right.
And yeah.
Last week, I did a Just Stop about Red Lobster.
Yeah.
And their Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah.
The Cheddar Bay biscuits are delicious.
Okay.
But Red Lobster, if there's 4 people at the table, they'll give you 5 biscuits.
Yep.
And they need to stop doing that. Well, I found out this weekend that O'Charlie's does the same damn thing.
Yeah.
We went to O'Charlie's, the 4 of us, after church, and they gave us 5 rolls. The rolls are delicious. You bite into it, it melts in your mouth. But now we're fighting over the 5th one. So O'Charlie's, Red Lobster, both of you, cut that out.
Yeah.
Stop it. But I got a question. Why do people, when you go to a restaurant, why do you ask the waiter or the waitress, is this good? It's like you're looking at the menu. It's like, is the shrimp fettuccine, is it good?
Yeah.
Like the waiter's going to go, oh, God, no, you don't want to have that at all.
I do that now to be an asshole.
Right.
I used to because I had the same thing for a long time. I'm like, why ask them? They're going to say everything's good.
Well, yeah, it's their job.
So what I do now is I ask them, and then whatever they recommend, I never get.
You never order.
When I talked about our the 19th anniversary with Bess, we went to the steak thing. I did that. And would you like some recommendations? And it was one of those where they like go through. It's cooked in a butter taint and spread with marmalade from a beaver or whatever. And you're like, okay, this is one. I don't know, all this stuff. And she gets to the end of it, and I'm like, well, what did you recommend? What's good or whatever? And they go the blah 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 thing. I was like, okay, and I'll take this something else. I something about watching. You can see like a little bit of their soul leave their body when you do that.
We've been out, and it's like, we've heard the waiter or waitress say, like, what do you think about that sandwich? And they're like, well, you know what? It has ham, and I'm not crazy about ham. But it's a very popular sandwich.
Yeah.
A lot of people love it, but it's like, I don't know. What's the waiter going to say?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing we have on the menu. You do not want to eat that.
I'm thinking, I need to think of more like uncomfortable questions to ask back to them. Like, what would Stalin order if he were here? Or,
say you were on death row and you were going to get the chair in an hour. What would you eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would Jeffrey Dahmer order here? What tastes the most like human? Speaking of eating people.
Speaking of cannibalism.
I recently...
I love that movie Alive. Man, that was a great movie.
I recently started watching The Walking Dead again. I know everybody quit watching The Walking Dead 15 years ago when it ended. But I got to the point where...
Not 15, but...
I got to the point where they were on the train tracks, and I couldn't take it. I couldn't take Walking Dead for a lot of reasons, because I feel like they go to a place, they meet... people that are nice.
They think they're safe.
They think they're safe.
Turns out they're not
either
safe.
The zombies come, or the zombies are always coming.
Right.
Or
hello.
Or somebody in there is like and tries to kill them all or whatever. And then they burn the place down. A main character dies or is born. And then they go on to the next place. It's the same thing happened. Well, there's a period there in season 4 where they're on train tracks.
Yeah.
For episode after episode after episode.
Well, it takes them a long time.
I hate Carol. You watched The Walking Dead.
You hate Carol?
I can't stand her.
How do you hate Carol?
She just pisses me off every time she's on the screen. And I was telling Bess about this the other night. I had the same situation with Lost. Okay. You remember the show Lost?
I loved Lost.
I did too.
I watched Lost.
Right. We were super into Lost, but what always pissed me off about Lost was you get into Jack's story, you get into, Desmond is doing his thing with Penny's boat, Locke is turning this evil thing.
Hurley's pouring ranch dressing down his
they have
chest.
all these really cool storylines, and then you get to, is it the Korean lady and her husband?
Yeah.
It's like it goes back in time, she's doing laundry. It's like, what the I was just watching Jack was just in a gunfight with somebody or trying to he was about to be stabbed by somebody.
Yeah.
And then it goes to commercial and it comes back and it's like they're doing laundry.
Oh, you watched it when it was actually on air.
Fish. Yeah. They're eating a burger or something and the dad doesn't approve of the guy for everything. Yeah. And you got to watch like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of that. And he goes to commercial again, comes back. Jack is about to be stabbed again. You're like, oh, okay, we're back in the good story. We're back, and he goes, and then it comes back, and the guy in the band is about to shoot up a drug. I was like, stop changing on me. Yeah. That's the way I feel about Carol.
And then there's the polar bear.
That's the way I feel about Carol in The Walking Dead. They finally made it to this Terminus place, which I've heard is like the place, the big deal. Okay,
yeah.
They get there. I think everybody here has seen The Walking Dead. If you haven't, don't bother.
Spoiler alert, 8 years ago.
Whatever. And things go bad. Whoa, who would have seen that coming?
Yeah.
These people are worse than the zombies. Holy crap.
These people are cannibals.
What the hell?
What's with all these people eating other people?
It's like they telegraphed that they're cannibals. It's like, oh, there's torsos hanging all over the place. They're making steak. And Bess is like, you didn't know they were cannibals from the steaks. It's like, yeah, I didn't see a cow. There's not a single cow I saw in that whole episode, yet they've got all these steaks. They've been telling people to come to Terminus for years or months or whatever it is.
Right.
You get there's like 20 people there in a cult cooking steaks. They're cannibals. They're cooking up the people that come in. That's telegraphed right there.
Yeah.
But it goes down. They have this big fight.
Okay.
It's like you're telling them what it's going to be before it actually happens.
Yeah.
So they have this big fight, AK-47s, grenades, shooting, blah, 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 blah. And then it keeps coming back to Carol in the woods, rubbing zombie guts on her face, being like Stallone in First Blood, stalking around, and she like shoots a zombie. And then she like stabs a zombie. And then it comes back to where it should be with Rick and Glenn. And Glenn, was it Maggie? They're like going through all the stuff and it's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then it comes back. Here's Carol again.
Well,
tiptoeing through the woods.
That's not Carol's fault.
It is. She shouldn't be in the show. Shouldn't be in the show.
Oh, man.
No reason for her. None.
Yeah.
None. What does she like turn into like a superhero at the end of one of the things?
Carol's a badass. Yeah. She is.
I just don't think that show's for me. I just don't
clearly
think it is.
It's not.
I can't.
I'll tell you.
And then the reason I've been wanting to watch it is because I've heard about the character Negan. He has the
bat. The
bat with the barbed wire.
Yeah.
So I looked up on Wikipedia. They're in the middle of finding out the new people that they met. So I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah.
So like, when does Negan come in? It's like at the end of season 6, and I'm like, what is this? Season 5? I was like, oh my god, I can't go through 2 more seasons.
It was way later
this.
than that.
Yeah, I can't go through this because what are they going? They're going to leave this place. They're going to go find more and then they're going to go and they're going to find more jerks.
It feels like The Walking Dead has been on for 25 years.
Does it ever
really
change from that? Here's the problem, and I didn't mean to go down this rabbit hole.
No,
I
fine.
apologize.
No.
What turned me off from it really was that the people that made it's based off of a graphic novel, like a comic thing.
Yeah.
The people that wrote that, there was an interview with them, and they said there's 2 things we'll never do. We'll never explain the origin of why the
zombie virus.
The zombies happen.
Yeah.
And it will never be cured. Because we feel like the story is the people around it. And I'm like, well, okay, then it literally is just going to be them going from place to place, finding out people are jerks, somebody dies, and they move on.
So
I ain't got time for that.
This was what, God, if you get really serious about it.
Okay.
My thing about The Walking Dead is, because there were a lot of people I know who left the show after Negan introduced, because I'm not going to spoil it for you. Negan comes on and it was rough. It was very, very,
it gets brutal,
very hard. Yeah. It's extremely like 20,000 times more brutal than they've ever had it on The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Thing is, despite all of that, the people who are not zombies, the people who are remaining, still cling together. Okay. And they still do whatever it takes to protect each other because of their love and their caringness for each other to survive.
Okay.
And I'm like, despite how dark it gets, there's still hope amongst the survivors. Okay. And that's what I dig about The Walking Dead.
Is Carol still with them when
Carol's,
they find Negan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For God's sakes.
Carol and Daryl are the only 2 remaining cast members.
Really? Is it still?
The show.
Is the show still on?
Yeah, the season premiere was a week or 2 ago.
The hell are they doing now?
I don't know.
Going to the Piggly Wiggly?
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. They're all 105 years old.
I mean, so I don't know. I part of what I guess ruined it for me too is the zombie thing. I'm a gamer. I play video games.
Yeah.
And you talk about wearing a storyline out. Video games have worn zombies out left, right, up, down, and center.
Yeah.
And there's a really good. They're planning. There's rumors of a movie being made of The Last of Us, which is probably one of the better zombie things on PlayStation, which is going to be really cool. But other than that, I'm kind of done with them.
Yeah.
Our show is basically, we don't have a theme other than just 2 dudes talking about stuff. I mean,
we usually just ramble on about things that happen to us throughout the week.
Yeah.
Whether it was a concert or a movie or somebody that we ran into at the grocery store, and we somehow get an hour 10 every week.
And people listen to it.
And they do, and they enjoy it. See, here we go. This is exactly what I was going to send you a text on the way over saying, don't be a and do this on the podcast.
If I'm not a there's no show.
Expendables. I hate the Expendables.
Oh,
so,
God.
like,
Expendables is a horrible movie.
I love the Expendables.
Of course you do.
That'd be a good one
is
to
it,
fight
is it a
about.
good movie, though? No, it's not. But is it enjoyable to watch? Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember
Okay.
there's like Arnold and Stallone and Dolph Lundgren. Okay. And then they got Chuck Norris. And then they
Phil
had
Collins.
Huh?
Phil Collins. No,
Phil Collins
Kelsey
was in-
Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
He did more of that,
Kelsey
yeah.
Grammer. I remember seeing the poster for, was it Expendables 12, 13? I can't remember which number it was. And it looks like Kelsey Grammer had photoshopped himself into the poster.
I'm here, guys. Don't worry. I'm walking away from this explosion because you've seen Kelsey Grammer walking away from how many explosions?
I mean, why? It makes no sense that they threw Kelsey Grammer in there.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Kelsey Grammer is a great actor.
I love
so-
Kelsey
is.
Grammer.
Yeah.
I
And
think he's
Frasier,
great.
for sure, right?
I
But
was
walking
a
away from
fan
an
of
explosion.
Frasier is
you know,
a fan of Cheers. But I will
Yeah, I
tell
like
you
Cheers.
this. Toy Story 2, he was miscast. He did not need to be the voice of the cowboy. They should have given that to Waylon Jennings.
The Prospector.
The prospector, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Waylon Jennings would have been a great
Like,
what are you gonna do this time? You know. That's a Dukes of Hazzard, Randy. That's a
Yeah. Them Duke boys been getting up to no good. Talking about like music and stuff, just to let you know, we are actually in a band together, me and
Oh
Randy.
my
here.
God.
Okay.
So
It's about everybody that's on this podcast that we
yeah, are in
you do-
bands, yeah.
is a musician.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of funny when you think about it. We're all musicians
Yeah.
in this area, which the area where we're in is a pretty very good, like saturated musician, like
Yeah.
good musician too. Not like, hey, I can play Wonderwall. No, like everybody around here is pretty good, and there's a pretty good like cover music scene or original scene too. But yeah, if you want to get into that, we can talk about our band and shit like that. We are in a cover band for
Yeah,
like
we don't have to focus on just movies.
No, yeah, just to let you know, yeah. So we're in a cover band that does like emo and pop punk music. So if you want to touch on that, we can definitely get into it and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with whatever. So, I mean, so we had a list. So I listened to most of, and by most of, I mean like the first half hour, your most recent episode. So I got a list of things to talk to you guys about, and then Darren, you threw some things on there.
Yeah.
So I figured we just go. So typically, so our podcast, we quack out the naughty words, but by no means avoid saying naughty words because we
think the censorship is funny.
yeah.
Yeah, it always plays a good part.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember any example. I couldn't remember the name of the band that I saw. I called them the Flaming, and we just ran with it. But so we have like little cat meow thing.
Randy's like, that's the name of our band.
Yeah. Is that the name of your band, the Flaming? That would be a...
It is now.
We went on a cruise years and years ago. Kids were little.
Yeah.
And they're going through and they're seeing all the signs on the wall and things you're not allowed to take. And Jacob's like, what does that mean? I said, that's a sign for a gun. You can't bring a gun on a plane. And what's the thing underneath? That means any type of explosive, a bomb. You can't take those on planes either. And they're very strict about that. So we get up to the ticket counter.
It's frowned upon.
You can't do it. We'll get arrested. Right.
Yeah.
And so we get up to the thing and the lady's like, hi, may I help you? And here, let me check you in. And Jacob says, we don't have any guns or bombs on us. He's like, what? We don't have any guns or bombs. I know we don't have any guns. We can't say, why can't we say, what? You can't say guns or bombs. Why can't I say guns or bombs? Shut up. We're not going to get on the cruise.
I don't wish this, but I think it would be funny as a social experiment. Remember they used to there was a show where they would swap moms.
Yes.
Between two families.
Wife swap.
Wife swap. I think it would be funny
I used to beg Libby to go on that show. No. Please, let's go on wife swap. She didn't think it was funny.
No.
Not at all.
I think it would be funny if there was a husband swap because I know there's things about my kids that would send you into the shining rage. Like you wouldn't be able to handle it. You'd be sitting over there and all of a sudden we'd just walk in and start rummaging through your snacks.
Yeah, no.
And sit down and eat an ice cream sandwich next to you and talk about how much it sucks. Yeah. And then what you just told me, like if they're, why can't I talk about, would you shut the ever-loving up?
Yeah.
I will beat you in this airport. older I get, the more I sound like a tauntaun.
Yeah.
He's snotting everywhere.
I only thought they smelled bad on the outside.
By the way,
Yeah.
Gollum,
Yeah.
Andy Serkis,
Yeah.
would drink a cup of, I think it was lemonade mixed with honey
Mhm.
and something else and gargle it so that he'd be all Gollum-y for his scenes.
Yeah. I mean, he would have to.
Yeah.
I don't know
there's
how
that.
he did that voice.
I
I mean, I can kind of
yeah.
precious.
Well, I learned that they picked for the Uruk-hai, the extras, they just picked the people that were taller than 6 feet.
The Uruk-hai?
Uruk-hai.
Oh, the Uruk-hai.
Uruk-hai.
I thought Uruk-hai sounded like it was
The Iroquois.
The Iroquois Indians. Or, sorry, the Native
Iroquois,
Americans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Okay.
By the way, I'm almost done with 1883.
I started watching watching Yellowstone, and I didn't even finish the first episode. I might have to start with 1883.
You didn't like it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just there's a character that I just rolled my eyes rolled so far back I
Yeah.
almost fell out of the couch.
So that's what that
and I
noise
had
was
to turn
from
it
my
off.
house. Yeah.
It's the femme fatale. I'm hot and I'm going to bang you to get what I want.
Oh,
that type of.
Yeah,
just-
Kevin Costner's always been like that.
Yeah.
I have trust issues where Q-tips are concerned.
Okay.
The box says 375 Q-tips.
It does.
I don't think there's 375 Q-tips in
I
there.
think there are.
But I'm not Rain Man, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
open them up and count them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a freak.
Yeah.
But I'm also not at the point where it's like it would totally not surprise me at all to find out that they're throwing 368 in there.
Yeah.
Because who's going to check?
Yeah.
374. You save one Q-tip per box,
Uh-huh.
and then what you're doing is every 375, you got
Yeah.
an extra box.
But think of the political fallout, Darren. Big Q-tip, big tip,
Big tip.
would never recover from that. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well,
Continental would come in
yeah.
on their thing, and
Yeah.
it just wouldn't work out.
Well, I mean, one of these days I'm going to buy a new box and I'm going to count them. I might count it on the podcast
Yeah.
when we run completely out of things to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a victim of road rage this morning.
Okay.
I know I'm throwing all kinds of stuff
Yeah,
in there. This is
that's
the
fine.
stuff that I was going to put on.
That's fine.
I'm driving
Mm-hmm.
to work. Okay. And I'm in one of those situations where I need to be in the lane that is to my right. I'm getting in the slower lane.
Gotcha.
I look back, and you know how we're old.
Mm-hmm.
We've been driving a long time.
Few years. Yeah.
So I want you to get up in the trust tree with me here on this and trust what I'm saying. That there was at least 5 to 6 car lengths distance between the back of my car and the front of this truck that
Okay.
I was going to pull over into.
Okay.
So as I'm pulling over, I see the headlights go like really close, like he was speeding up to
Right.
stop me.
Gotcha.
We get in there and like slammed on his brakes right there, almost
Yeah.
hitting me. Then got up even further and was like, has the brights. This is a semi trail. This is a large
Right.
truck. I found out later it was a tanker carrying like, I don't know, diesel or some sort of petroleum.
Vibranium.
product. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And he was on my ass. And this is on 75. This
Okay.
is a while from 275. So
Yeah.
I get on 275. He gets on my ass at 275 all the way up until I get off on my exit. He is right on me. I stuck my hand out. I didn't flip him off.
Right. No.
But I gave the international what the symbol. No, I didn't say go on. I was
Right.
like this thing, like the
Oh, the
what are you doing? I'm driving
I
here.
don't, I don't know what you're doing. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman slammed the thing. I'm walking here. I got the I'm driving here thing.
Yeah.
And it verklimpted me.
Yeah.
And as I was going off the exit, I was looking for a license plate. Is the douche driving this? Dial 1-800 whatever.
Right.
And I was going to call
Something
and
that
say,
you
"Excuse me."
Refer to as evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's annoying.
God, years ago, I remember I pulled off onto the, I was on the interstate, pulled off onto my exit where my house is, and I'm there at the stop sign, and this dude is laying on his horn, just laying on it, just like he has auto honk.
Yeah.
Okay, completely just laying on it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. So I haven't been in any interaction with anybody.
No.
and he's still laying on it. I thought, what? Who is he honking at?
Yeah.
And I turn around. Turns out he's honking at me.
Oh.
And he's got both middle fingers up, just like,
You. Yeah, he didn't care for you.
I have no idea.
What were you doing?
I don't know.
Huh.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
He must have thought you were Daryl.
Maybe so.
You know what I just realized the other day?
What's that?
100% of our...
Is it squeaking over there? Is that you?
That was me. 100% of our heavy hitter patrons are named Chris.
Yes. Yes. I know it's going to be the battle of the Chris's.
Mm.
Because one Chris already wants to be more popular than the other Chris.
What happened?
Hey, what happened?
I got a Will Web Wagon.
I don't think so.
Oh, we had some fun with that. That man, the world lost a treasure.
Yeah, they did.
God.
Absolutely. Fred Willard was a brilliant comic genius.
I would say he was one of them that went on the Norm show.
Yeah, well, those movies were all improv. I mean, they had the story. They knew where they wanted to go with it.
Yeah.
They said, you're going to be this character and you're going to be this character. And in this scene, you go and you rent a goat or whatever. And then they just, yeah. And it worked.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I got a Will Wed Wagon.
Not me.
Anywho.
We had a lot of fun with that. Back in 1970.
What happened? Man, I wish we could. That's not ours.
Hey, what happened?
Hey, what happened? I got a Will Wed Wagon.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, we gotta
I don't
stop
want
before it
Let
gets...
me get it all out.
It
Let me
gets,
get it all out. I feel like I feel like a 5-year-old explaining a knock-knock joke to an adult when I say this to you. But the thing that tickles me most about Will Wed Wagon, besides the way that he says it, is when the hell would you even, why would you ever say that? How is that a catchphrase?
I know, and he's like 68 years old when he said it, you know.
I got a Will Wed Wagon. Boy, we had some fun with that one. Anywho.
Eugene Levy, I literally have 2 left feet.
Oh my God. When I retire, if I can retire, when I'm old and I don't have anything that I'm doing other than sitting in a chair and myself, I'm going to watch those movies, The Big Lebowski, Ocean's 11 series, because those just make me feel good. They put me in a good mood.
Yeah. I hear you.
But I'm probably going to die of a heart attack from laughing. And it'll be, I got a Will Wed Wagon. I'm in the so I had to go to the doctor, and we had to, and obviously you can edit all this stuff into the thing.
You don't have to keep saying that. I know that I can.
I went to the doctor, and it had one of those things. Do you have a living will, or what do you do? What do we do with you?
Right.
Other than throw you out in the street.
Right.
And I started thinking about what I want to have, and I was thinking about our conversation with the U2 stickers. I really want best to put the U2 stickers on the coffin.
On the outside or the inside?
Both.
Okay.
I don't care. I think it would be hilarious to dress me up like Magnum PI in the casket with the shorts.
Right.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I do want a motion thing so that when people come up to say their respects, it'll play, what happened?
Hey, what happened?
I got a Will Wed Wagon. Anywho.
We had some fun with that. Yeah. We're not going to do this the whole show, are we?
No. Please don't. Because
okay. I know.
When the first run through and editing, I had 5 what happens. I had to go through and cut them out. I went what happened crazy. Every time there was a pause, what happened? Some of the interset in like the
it'd be like Darren, can you take out some of the rim shots? Yeah.
If you ever listen to this one again, every time there's the rewind, that was a what happened that I replaced with that. It was what happened. I get to the point where I like Fred Willard Estate is going to sue us.
Yeah. They're going to want their money.
Hey, what happened?
And I apologize in advance. I have pork chop in my teeth, and so I'm not good.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to. Yeah.
My energy levels
Can
are
I
all
floss?
jacked up. Can you floss?
Do you have any floss?
Yeah. but it's like in a thing. You can't.
Oh,
it wouldn't.
You can't get it out of the thing.
No, it's like one of those things that it like holds a picker.
Oh, so
so I'm not gonna let you use my.
You don't have more than one. You use the same one.
Yeah.
For how long?
For it reloads at the end.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Yeah, it's like a stick. It's like
a stick that reloads.
It's like this, and then it's got a little flosser thing that goes on the end. It like snaps in like a Lego, and because you don't have to go like all that. You just pick it in there and bite it down in between your teeth
Sorcery.
and pull it up. It makes flossing. I look forward to flossing my teeth every
No
day.
way.
I really do.
Okay.
That's a lie, but it makes it better. It doesn't I don't dislike flossing my teeth. We'll just put it that way.
Okay.
And it's not like they do in the dentist. I don't know if your dentist is like mine, but they try to. It's like they're trying to get down under your jaw.
Exactly. Like they
it's
have
like,
a
Jesus.
Like they have a rope made of barbed wire.
Blood pouring out.
Yeah.
And
there's splatter.
And they're like, "Oh, your gums look healthy." Like, what is compared to like a raw steak?
There was somebody on Twitter who once posted, you go to the dentist and they say, when was the last time you flossed? And he said, it should be on your records there.
It's too much. You need to get that ratio right. It's not like Oreos. You can't.
Dude,
there are rules.
I love the double decker.
All right, we need to save this.
Pies.
We need to save this for the thing.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
And then shoot.
So if you already got open, then we can't do a cold open. Like nothing. Like we
What do you
just
mean?
go right. You said you had an open.
No, I have a Dave Lay. Welcome.
Okay.
He says,
I got you.
He says, save 20% on the next episode with your Kroger Plus card.
Okay. All right. Whew, I'm on a diet.
Right.
I'm not well. I've lost 5 pounds from yesterday to today.
Oh,
but that's mostly
water, right? Liquid.
It's mostly water and that which I did not gorge myself on last night.
Okay.
I usually eat 5 to 10 pounds of each night, not literal food.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I did not do that. So
that
then
man
I get
eats
all
excrement.
I get all proud of myself when I get on the scale in the morning.
We've got to talk about this.
I know.
I
can't.
Every episode we have, you're talking and you're constantly holding back belches. Well, I was going to say,
I had an interview
Darren.
with one of my interviews. I kept doing that during the interview. And there was a point where, you can tell from their eyes, like they're trying to be professional, but they know something's wrong with you. And they don't know whether to acknowledge it or just let you go on with yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
So what was it? Did you have a Diet Dr. Pepper?
I don't know.
Because that'll make you belch like crazy.
I drink diet root beer now.
Oh, that's the worst if you're going to belch. Root beer?
You mean worse in that it helps you belch, or worse in that you can't belch and you want to?
Yeah. That's the... Okay. You're drinking root beer. Yeah, you're going to be belching like crazy.
A&W.
Okay.
Diet.
Oh, yuck.
I'm not Barks. I tried Barks. Barks.
Right. What?
It's okay. It's just not... After you get down with the A&W...
Mm-hmm. My favorite root beer is IBC root beer. And I also
Irritable. I also think
channel.
My teeth are getting in the way of my face. I'm having trouble.
Your teeth are getting in the way of your face.
So I've noticed something. You occasionally lose control of your mouth completely in the podcast.
Yes.
You'll be saying things and you'll say, and then I went to go through the fit. And then I went to go see you do that.
I do.
At least 2 or 3 times an episode.
I've told you that like episode 6 or 7.
I've never had problems like that, but now I have. Not that I could tell. Maybe I did, and I just didn't do this, and it didn't come out. I'm very aware of my front teeth right now, and I'm talking around. I'm intentionally talking around them, subconsciously choosing words that won't involve my front teeth. And when I screw that up, and every once in a while, I do that.
What words do not involve your front teeth?
Collateral, juxtaposition. No, that one came close. That came right to the border.
Caramel,
even caramel. But It happened a couple of times with my boss
Yeah.
today, and it was really embarrassing. It just
And you're like,
just
sorry,
happened.
these teeth are making it hard
I'll
for me
say
to
something.
talk.
He was like, "Did you get the report from the thing?" Yeah, I got the. And it just puttered literally like that, like a balloon that goes. My teeth just do that.
Occasionally, I'll be on the phone, and I've noticed that I do this over and over again. I'm on, having a conversation, and they say, "Okay, well, I'll talk to you later," and I try to say bye and yeah at the same time, and I was like, yeah.
And they don't know whether you're having a stroke.
And then I hang up the phone, and I'm like, I just hope that they forget that I did it, because the older I get, you'd think as long as we've done this podcast, I would be able to talk coherently.
Yeah.
I would be able to make a coherent sentence.
Yeah.
And yet here I am. I'm still.
We're on the event horizon of dementia. Like if both of us or one of us came down with it, it would be a tragedy.
Right.
But it would be like,
I knew it was coming.
How old was he? I could have a stroke and dementia at the same time. I could fall over dead. And I mean, I would hope that you would freak out or at least call somebody.
Right.
But it would be in the paper. 46-year-old fat bald podcaster drops dead. And
right.
People would be like, okay.
Right. Yeah. And then if I died, Darfin Cox is dead, age 51.
Yeah.
From a stroke, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I'm starting to really worry about it.
About dying?
No.
About your stroke.
That I can't talk. That I can't make.
You're on a podcast.
I know that. And, when I edit, I go through and I edit a lot of the double starts. I edit out a lot of the and the awkward pauses.
I got 46 hours and 5 minutes and 33 seconds of proof that you can speak.
Right.
Somewhat.
Yeah. And I have the other 8 hours that I edited out.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
You're a relatively extroverted person.
I'm an extremely extroverted person.
Okay.
I was going to talk about this tonight, but we can do it now.
Let's talk about it. Let's go. Do you want to start the episode? I feel like we've already started the episode.
I thought this was going to be bonus content.
It's bonus content then.
Or no, let's start the show.
Congratulations, Chris Hughes. Here's some more that you bought.
He's paying for it, dude.
Is Lisa? Are you letting Lisa listen to this? You need to get some balls, man.
Yeah.
Tell her to get out of your house right now.
Right now.
Get out. She gone.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We gotta start the show.
Let's hit it.
Okay.
What were we talking about though? See, dementia.
We were talking about being painful.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And we can start the show.
I tried.
Hey, what happened?
You have any beats? I want beats!
Is that pesto? Is that pesto in your omelet? Oh,
Skip it up, dude up. Stop, do. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. On Blueberry Hill, where I met you. Jibba 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 jag. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin image in the style that you used to. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Give it up, deep dip. We got your fun and games. We got everything you want. We're the real Slim Shady. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. That girl in yellow, she says hello. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. Ah, la, 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 la. That's nice. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. Is this true? Fly into the danger zone. Gonna take a ride into the danger zone. In the midnight hour, she cried, Mo, Mo. Oh, with the rebel yell. She want Mo.